Good morning on this beautiful sunny morning. You couldn't ask for a better calm day here today in the city of Lawrence. It's the calm though before the storm. So we're glad that St. Patrick's was with us today and he gave us this sunny, shiny day. If tomorrow was March 1st, we may not be standing here. But anyways, we want to thank you all for coming today. We're here to honor the Irish of the past, the present, and the future. The Irish, like many groups, immigrant groups, came here for a better life. Many of these Irish came here 160 plus years ago, and when they came, they helped build the Great Stone Dam over the Merrimack River. That's a landmark not only to Lawrence, but the engineering of that time. It was a marvelous feat. Probably could be called the eighth wonder of the world. But when those people came here, those Irish immigrants, like other groups, they were poor, they did not have much money. Some of them worked on the dam, some of them worked in factories and mills, but most important to them was their heritage and their family and their religion. From that, their children went to the local schools. Many of them became lawyers, doctors, educators, judges, politicians, and whatever. And they spread that importance of education and a better life to their children and grandchildren. So today we honor those who came in the past, as I said, are here today in the future. And at this time, we're going to call upon Frank O'Connor, our Division Vice President and past State Treasurer, to lead us in the Soldier Song and our National Anthem. And please join with Frank. He'd appreciate it. Frank, come on up, if you would.
We'll start off with the Irish Soldier Song, if you don't mind, and please join in. I'll sing you a song, a soldier's song, with cheering, rousing chorus, as round our blazing fires we throng, the starry heaven o'er us, impatient for the coming fight. And as we wait the morning light, hearing the silence of the night, we will chant a soldier's song. Soldiers are we, whose lives are pledged to Ireland. Some have come from the land beyond the wave, sworn to be free. No more our ancient Ireland shall shelter the despot or the slave. Tonight we man the banner wave, in Erin's cause come blow or will. Miss cannons roar and rifle peal, we will chant a soldier's song. Up the Republic! Up the Republic! The National Anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare of bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. That is done.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for the background.
Frank did a fantastic job. We want to thank you, Frank. You're hired again for next year. We'll have the contract ready. And we just want to say that I understand your CD is coming out on Saturday in time for the dinner dance. At this time, I'm going to call upon the president of the LAOH here in Lawrence, Division 8, Sue Fink, for a few words.
Thank you, Billy. On behalf of the Ladies Ancient Order of Hibernians, I'd like to thank you all for being here on this glorious day. It looks like the luck of the Irish was on our side. There's lots of wonderful events coming up in the month of March. We hope that you can participate in them with us. Let's hope for a day just like today for the parade on March 10th. We've got our luncheon coming up on March 16th and lots of events on Sundays at Lawrence Heritage State Park. So please join us, and I thank you very much.
Thank you. The person I'm going to introduce at this time certainly needs no introduction. We want to thank him personally and publicly for approving our request to have the Irish flag fly over the great city of Lawrence in this historic common for the entire month of March. We want to thank you, Mayor Rivera. At this time, it's my pleasure to bring greetings from Dan Rivera, our mayor.
So I feel like I got two things to tell you. One is we have these wonderful cones in front of us, not because we thought there were going to be so many people that we needed crowd control, but in perfect government fashion, the slant was not sufficient. So they come up with an idea. The slant was supposed to make it safe for people to get down to the curb, for people in wheelchairs. And they thought, it's too steep. So let's do this other thing so they can come down the sides. And then they create a cliff. And I'm watching them doing it from up there. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, well, this is going to make it easier for somebody to just go around. And I'm like, they're going to fall off the edge. So this is phase one. And in phase two, this will disappear, hopefully, and hopefully it won't come deep enough that it will take away from our great flag. I gotta tell you, the celebration, and thanks the AOH and the LAOH for all the work that you guys do, keeping Irish heritage alive and kicking in Lawrence. I think the Irish folks that came to Lawrence showed every other ethnic group really how to do it, how to get immigrants that come through the city. Support systems, ethnic and immigrant societies to help everyone out as they come through and try to make their way into American society. People have learned from you, the Italians, the Polish, and all the people from Latin America now doing the same things. And we're just happy that I'm just honored to be a part of that. And for me, as a kid, this time was very special because we would march in the parade with our Leonard School shirts that were all green, and then we'd learn how to do Irish step dancing. I was never a small kid, and so it's always a very embarrassing time for me. But there are these fond memories of it, and then clearly, being somebody involved in politics, we always looked forward to the luncheon, and so I'm honored to be a part of that as well. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Again, just making sure you understand that this is a big part of, as a kid who's both Puerto Rican and Dominican, and we just came off Dominican Independence Day, that it's a really big part of my experience of here being a kid, a son of Lawrence, to have the Irish celebration this month. I do have a proclamation, if I could read it to the President. It's a proclamation, too, if you want. Be it known that I, Dan Rivera, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, and on behalf of the residents of the City of Lawrence, by and through this proclamation, hereby recognize and honor Irish American Heritage Month, and hereby state as follows. Whereas since the early days, many sons and daughters of Ireland departed their homes in search of liberty and a better future, and whereas Irish Americans migrated to the United States and the city of Lawrence in the 1840s as Ireland suffered the Great Famine, whereas many Irish Americans took on the difficult task of constructing America's infrastructure, and whereas other Irish Americans assumed positions of leadership, including presidents of the United States, and whereas Irish Americans have enriched our city culture with their values and their work ethic, and whereas the City of Lawrence and Ireland are forever united and shared in a shared history of values and goals for the future. Therefore, I, Dan Rivera, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, officially recognize and honor the month of March 2018 as the Irish American Heritage Month. I salute the many contributions the people of Ireland, of Irish heritage, have made to the culture and prosperity of the City of Lawrence and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I set my hand and affix the seal of the city on this first day of March in the year of our Lord 2018. Dan Rivera, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor, very much.
I think we should post for a position.
I think why not? Mayor, why don't you get in the middle? Or whatever.
The good guys, the good-looking guys in the
Oh,
middle.
I don't know. All right, I don't know about that. Thank you. Oh, a couple over here.
Oh, yeah. The last thing I'll say is that we talked about the dam, and I know that everybody understands the Great Stone Dam is like a big fixture in Lawrence history, but really when they built it, it was the biggest stone dam in the world. I'll say that again. It was the biggest stone dam in the world, and that the Irish community plays such a big role in that. I think is something that we can't forget as we reflect on Irish American heritage this month. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Rivera, for declaring Irish American Heritage Month here in the city of Lawrence. It's certainly appreciated, not by us, by the entire Irish community in Greater Lawrence. And we always say Lawrence is the most Irish city in America because back 135 years ago, or whatever exactly it was, we elected, the city of Lawrence residents at that time elected John Breen, whose family's still involved here in the city, as the first Irish Catholic mayor in New England. So it's certainly here, we're very proud of our Irish heritage, and so many of those people, though they may not sleep within the city of Lawrence, live in the surrounding communities, and they're very appreciative of the great city. So thank you again, and thank you again for allowing us to be here today. At this time, we're going to hoist the great flag of Ireland, of the Republic, over here, and today to hoist that flag is Sue Fink, the President of the Ladies, and as one of his last acts as Irishman of the Year for 2017, Charlie Breen will come up.
There wasn't that many elected officials here, so I almost forgot. A representative of Nikki Tsongas' congressional office with us wanted to front, just so we know that the Congresswoman sends her regards.
We're appreciative of you joining us today and joining us from the federal government in Washington. I should add, some of our members who belong to our division for the winter in Florida. And when we sent the notice out about this happening today, Tom Casey and his family said they would hoist the flag up of their Irish flag at their home at 11 o'clock as well today. So we can say this is like across the whole country it's going. Not too many people can say that. Seriously though, of course, this concludes our program here. But events, as President Fink mentioned, are going to continue. And this Saturday, our dinner dance will be held at the Fireman's Relief Inn on Market Street. We're going to that night have a great time. The weather's going to be very cooperative. And we're going to name our Irishman and Irishwoman of the Year that night, as well as our Cardinal Cushing recipient. The Irish, we may say that, to my knowledge, and I don't know about the Irishwoman because it's a secret, but I can tell you that the people who are being named as the Irishman of the Year, Father John Delaney, and the Cardinal Cushing recipient, Betty Cuddy, were born here in the city and were residents, at least previously or at present time. So it should be a great day. The following day, we're going to be at the Heritage Day Park at 2 o'clock. We have Christine Keneally coming from Quinnipiac University. She's going to speak on something that many people may not realize. She's going to speak about Frederick Douglass, and she's writing a book on him. And what's the key to Frederick Douglass in Ireland? Well, after Frederick Douglass was freed, he had to leave the United States and he went to Europe. And he spent 4 months in Ireland, and he had a great deal of discussions with Daniel O'Connell, the famous Irishman of Irish fame. And he spent 4 months with him and brought those ideas back to America. So come, enjoy, and learn about your history and culture. We have other events throughout the month of the year. We'll end with a concert on the 26th of March, Palm Sunday it happens to be, at 2 o'clock at the library. There's a whole list of activities. Please look at our website. Members should have received calendars in the mail about Irish Heritage Month. It's a great deal of activity. Learn, live, and participate in Irish history and culture. Have a great day. The sun's going to continue for a while longer, so enjoy the city. Thank you.